I'm Jasmine Brooks here in the control center at CBS 21 News. We are bringing you so many highlights of today's newscast and beyond. Joel D. Smith joins me now. He is actually right in Harrisburg talking about the governor's budget. It's a big one he's excited for. Break it down for us. Hey, what's that?
All right. Well, this is the brief, the budget in brief, but it's so long, we thought it needed a brief to describe the brief. Let me give it to you, the basics. We're going up to $51.5 billion if he has his way. Once again, it's a budget proposal. Then the legislature gets it. They'll have to work through it and approve it. There'll be some resistance from the Republicans because we are the Commonwealth, the state, the only one in the country with a divided government. So you can't just ram through everything you want. You got to work it out like they did last year. Same exact numbers. You're seeing right here two of the big things. Marijuana. Can we legalize it finally, like our neighbors? There's a lot of peer pressure, so to speak, to do that. And that would bring in a lot of extra money, they believe. And also the skill games, as they're called, those lottery-looking things you see at convenience stores or gas stations, that would also bring in money. Problem is, neither of these things have passed in the past. So if you're counting on this money coming in and helping for all these things you want to spend on, that could be a fool's errand, at least according to the Republicans, because they're like, this doesn't exist already, and we're going to be in financial trouble very soon. So we have to protect against spending too much. So spending another $3.5 billion compared to last year when the financial situation is not great, not something they want to do. There's Kim Ward right there, one of the Republicans, saying this is not the time for all this. So that's going to be the battle. Should we go up again or not? And one more stat I want to give you, Jasmine. Fiscal year 2021. That was 4 years ago. All right, we're in fiscal year 2025 moving forward here. Fiscal year 2021, that was, maybe we're in 26 now. Either way, about 5 years ago, the budget was $34 billion. We're adding $17 billion to that if this goes through. That would be a 50% increase in just 5 years.
Whoa.
The overall inflation in the country in that 5-year span is 20%. So you see what a huge number this is. If the money's there, great. We can do a lot of things with it, help a lot of people. They want to invest in all kinds of stuff. But if money's not there, maybe it's kind of reckless to use this money and raise it up that fast. That's the big picture. If you have specifics, I'm willing to talk about it.
All right. And when you were saying legalizing weed and skill games, which one stands a better chance of happening?
Well, skill games are legal, but regulating them, they're kind of like not regulated right now.
Right.
Which one stands a better chance? Good question. What do you think? I got my assistant news director off to the side here, Tyler. Does one or the other have a better chance?
I think
skill games.
Skill games only because there is currently a bill in the Senate that was sponsored by leadership.
Right. So the point is, the skill games are already here, right? They exist. So regulating them would be easier than creating an entire new revenue stream, an entire new economic idea and regulating people and getting them licensed and starting something new. It's a much bigger deal and would be a lot more money to bring in if it worked. We're talking $200, $400 million a year, maybe more. If you can legalize marijuana, it's less than that, but still it could be a big number in the skill games. So skill games have a shot, but you got to find out and what it's going to look like in a bill, and someone has to vote for it. It has to get approved. Then you put it into the budget. To put it in this thing now, it's very, very hopeful. Very hopeful.
Wait, speaking of bill, you did an amazing story on bills and how they get passed. Where can we find that fun video that I love so much?
Are you thinking of I'm Just a Bill?
Just a Bill, yes.
That wasn't me, but it was that was Schoolhouse Rock. I do a lot of things similar to that, Jasmine, but I don't think
yes, you have a lot of good videos. So we're gonna follow you on your YouTube page and social media because
all right,
we'll be following along.
Hey, Mark Single is back, so he's going to be joining us here at the Capitol down the over the rotunda, just a few steps from here. So he and Charlie will be delving deep into this, and we'll be figuring out what can really happen and how much money is really being spent. So there you go, folks.
Okay, we look forward to it. Joel D. Smith, live at the Capitol today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Bye-bye. You know, egg prices are going up. We've seen it. We talk about it. It affects all of us. I mean, I literally talked to somebody the other day who said, I was driving on the side of the road, a local farmer selling eggs. I'm stopping, I'm buying them, not just to support local, but to get them cheaper. So egg prices are up and we know it. Now, here's the deal. Thousands of dollars worth of eggs were stolen in Franklin County. Yeah, thousands. Andrew Klein's on this one. What happened?
Jasmine, not just thousands, tens of thousands, $40,000 worth of eggs, 100,000 eggs allegedly stolen from a distributor, as you mentioned, in Franklin County. There is not too much information. What we do know so far is that Pennsylvania State Police got a call on Saturday night. It was around 8:40 p.m. talking about how those eggs had been stolen. So they're currently working on finding out who did it, why they did it, and what their goal was to do with 100,000 eggs that they did steal just a couple days ago.
How did even this happen? What do you like? What do you have like a like? How did they move the eggs?
I don't know. I assume probably a very large truck that was able to fill all those eggs, but I don't know where you put all those eggs, where you store all those eggs. What do
And
you
then
even
what
do with all
happens?
of those eggs?
Are they selling eggs on the black market? Are we gonna find like eggs on Facebook Marketplace? What is happening?
I mean, that totally could be the case. A few of the people that I spoke with didn't
Yeah.
think so. They kind of just think it was some crazy people who were stealing eggs, but you never know these days. You could basically find anything you want on, Facebook Marketplace or all these different sort of places. So eggs might be one of them. They're obviously, as you mentioned, very expensive in grocery stores right now. Bird flu has been a big reason for that. They've been really hard to find in a lot of places. So, you know, I wouldn't buy eggs from somebody off the street that might be a undercover egg dealer, if you want to call them that.
An egg dealer, right? Yeah.
But a lot of definitely very interesting situation here. 100,000 eggs is I mean, I can't even visualize
No
100,000
joke.
eggs.
Yeah. All right, Andrew Klein, stay on top of it. Excellent work. We'll see you soon. All right, this is a really serious story, guys. We are talking about a homicide. Here's the deal. The death of a man who was shot back in 2021 in Carlisle, Pennsylvania at a barber shop is now being investigated as a homicide. This is what the coroner's office tells us. 44-year-old Anthony White was found dead in his home, okay, before he could testify as a witness in the shooting that killed Kendall Cook at the GQ barber shop. Maxine Rose in the studio. You talked to the district attorney today. What did you learn?
Yeah, so when we reached out to the district attorney, we were really asking him whether there's been some connection here, being that Anthony White was also shot in the GQ barbershop, by the way, Jasmine, but he survived that. And his friend, Kendall Cook, was the one who passed, of course. So then it was, 3 years later, then he dies. What we hear from the county coroner is, it has to do with fentanyl and the fact that he's a witness. So again, we're talking about that connection there. Why, what could have happened here? Are they looking into it? The district attorney couldn't really tell us much because they don't want to, do anything to the investigation. Other than the fact that he says, when someone is a witness in a case and then dies, of course, there are some red flags that are raised, right? And of course, there's something that you have to consider when there's drug dealings. So you're going to have to look at that. Who's behind it? Where did it come from? There's just a lot of questions right now. So, his answer really is we're looking into it. We're trying to see really who was behind that. But at this point, they can't say 100% that there is a connection between the two. But of course, a lot of questions here, Jasmine.
All right, Maxine Rose, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Finally, we're bringing in Tom Russell because there's some serious weather going down. We're talking about a wintry mix to freezing rain coming up later this week.
Yeah, and this is going to be tomorrow night, Wednesday night into Thursday, Jasmine. So the way this kind of sets up is we have a colder day tomorrow, and with that, a couple of snow showers around. But the real concern is overnight tomorrow night into Thursday. So nothing to really concern ourselves with until I'm thinking after 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So Wednesday night, and here's the big concern. You're looking at our icing index. I'm putting us in at least the moderate icing category. So what do we mean by that? We kind of measure ice in that 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 inch. And what you're looking at is a picture of maybe a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. So that is what I'm hoping we stay just shy of. But even with those ice buildups on tree limbs and power lines, you can get power outages, and it becomes a real mess. So I'm mostly concerned about very early on Thursday. I think it's going to be a full-blown ice storm where you try to come out of the house and the stoop near your house is full of ice. Everything is ice covered. And I think it's just going to be one of those days where everybody needs to stay put and not push it. Again, that's on Thursday.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
If you're watching 21X, we thank you. Give us a like and subscribe to our channel so you can follow along with us every single day. I'm Jasmine Brooks inside the Control Center here at CBS 21 News. Thanks for watching.